Hello, everybody. As JJ looks up and to his left, I don't know what he's looking at.
New
it's
neighbors.
it's
A little
JJ and
louder.
P.G.M. And you're watching this
Hi,
guy
guys.
here. This guy's here. If you want a good time, then join me, JJ and P.G.M. on the Nerd Talk from the other side of the world. TV, movies. I don't sound like that. You want a great conversation? Join JJ and myself, P.G.M, on the New Talk from the other side of the world every fortnight. That's a great little introduction, though, isn't it, JJ?
That was actually pretty good. I like that. I like that. You went from Batman back to PGM. That's not bad at all. I like that.
Yeah, that's who we are, guys. That's who we are. We haven't done this for a while, to be quite honest with you. I was talking to JJ.
Been what, 3 weeks, buddy?
3 weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, we took a little later. 30 minutes later, we're on here live.
Yeah, sorry about that. We always talk in the green room and have a good discussion before we come on. It's our kind of warm up, really, to get our vocals into out there clearly.
Yeah,
That's the word. Clearly, that's right. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. So JJ, what have you been up to?
Not much. Just well, as you can see, the setup back there is a little bit different. It's not as messy anymore. It's getting around.
Yeah.
I moved a few things, taken a few things out. I already got my arcade set up. All my hot toys are up in play. I just need to move a few things. I actually have a small projector screen over here now. So I'm going to start setting up some new stuff. I actually got a new microphone set here that I haven't started yet, but hopefully I can get it in the next shows. That actually comes with some cool comes with this cool little display amp where I can do noises. It can do
okay, cool,
like giggle noises and stuff like that. So I'm actually charging it right now. So yeah, the JJ room is almost done, and once
JJ's going full professional on me.
No. I just bought this thing. I got it at a good price, and I was like, hey,
I know, JJ.
I want to look like podcast and be like, hello, beautiful people. Yeah.
That's what I mean. He's got more radio than I have. I've got no cans on and no microphone on. Oh, I shouldn't do that, should I?
Hey, Rolando.
You
know. Oh, wait, let me. I'm gonna start doing the JJ voice now that Rolando's here. It's like when I get the microphone. Hello, Rolando. Welcome to JJ and P.G.M. Or like he says it. Sup. Sup.
Hey, Orlando, how are you going? I don't have this ABBA thing like City Star does. So I'm not sorry, I won't embarrass you then. Welcome. Thank you for joining JJ and me. Or I. It's good to see you, JJ.
Better grammar. Good to see you too, buddy.
Yeah.
It's good to see you and to see Rolando and whoever else is in chat.
Right.
Uh-oh.
That's a sexual connotation, which we won't discuss. So, eggplant.
What was that?
So, what have we got today or tonight, wherever you are? Well,
but I hear my echo.
Oh, you hear an echo?
Yeah, I hear an echo.
Oh, you do. Have you got something on, JJ?
Behind? Yeah, I think is it on your end or my end? Because I don't. No, I don't hear it on my end.
It's not on my end.
Here, let me.
So,
no, I don't think so. Let me see.
Excuse me, folks. I'm just turning my chair around.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's a lot better. That's kind of weird that it was doing that. Odd. Okay. Well, it's all right.
Technical difficulties. I'm standing up because
Technical difficult. We haven't done this in a while, so it's like, oh, okay.
everybody's probably thinking,
Crazy,
JJ, what
crazy,
the hell is
crazy.
Pete standing up for? Just actually checking on my if I've turned off my TV. So it's getting back to it. So yeah, but we'll have those technical issues. Does that on StreamYard? I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It's
Yeah.
it's, um,
Kicked me out. Remember, we were in the green room and I was just trying to set it up for the channel to share it in my channel, and then boom, it kicked me out. I'm like, what the heck? That I didn't do that.
I think StreamYard's been bought by someone else. So it's going to be changing pretty shortly.
Oh, Chinese.
But that's neither here or there. JJ's had some technical difficulties last week. Well, last week that he couldn't because his internet was down. So we're back. We're back for the fortnights, of course, to plugging our show. Yeah, I think you all know, or you catch us on the replay, which is good if you can't watch. We all talk about TV and movies or days events in the movie history. I don't think we should really talk about Acolyte because everybody else is getting on the bandwagon. But if we want to, let's do it now because
Sure, why not? Let's just talk about what you were going to talk about first. Underrated movie.
Oh yeah, I thought I might just leave that until the endish of our show.
That
So
is fine with me. So, have you been watching The Acolyte?
I don't have to watch the Acolyte to actually see what's going on, JJ. I mean, I don't think anybody should be watching the Acolyte to see what's happening. I cover it. I'm covering it. People are probably going to say, "Well, Pete, you need to see it to get the facts right." Well, I think I've got the facts right? And the news today, even the right facts of Acolyte, and I will share my views right now. And this has got nothing to do with the pronouns at all, really. It's got everything to do with the acting ability for one or two actors in this, and the storyline is non-existent in this Acolyte, right? And the direction also is a problem, right? They're getting a lot of backlash from YouTubers saying, putting their factual information on it, right? And Kennedy is also getting backlash because of the negative reviews, right? Now, Rotten Tomatoes.
But when has she ever not gotten backlash? She's always
Yes,
getting
exactly.
backlash.
But this one takes the cake for me. I will not sit there if I do have to watch it and watch a storyline that is nonsensical nonsense and it doesn't go anywhere. All right, I will not. This is my reply. Okay,
America's and Dubs, my
and
tribal chief. Yeah.
the thing is that I got a little bit pissed off during the week, JJ. All right, I got angry.
Uh-huh.
I got old man angry at the television, right, because of reports of the reports of the Acolyte coming through because the storyline was just crap. And right, so I didn't like it at all. I thought, well, if you, why have you done it this way? There's no storyline to it, right? And you've actually hired your spouse. Want your spouse to be in this show, and she can't act her way out of a paper bag, right? So that's
Thank you, Americas. Appreciate that, AM Dubs. He was saying happy late Father's Day. Appreciate it, brother.
There you go. Happy Father's Day. That's my thoughts on it, JJ. I could go even deeper and that. So
I mean, that this is what you feel. This is of course what you think and believe in your opinion, and that's all right. I mean, you're not the only one who's been trashing it. There's been others that have been trashing it. I mean, yeah, the storyline's a little off, but I mean, I'm probably one of the weird ass ones, but I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. It's okay. I'm not saying it's great. But I'm not gonna give it anything negative. I mean, I'm just happy to see, lightsabers, and I'm finally we get to see this dang villain. Which a lot of us believe that he's the apprentice and not the master. And we're just wanting to know who the hell he is, and one of the things that I see very, very, very different, and maybe it's pissing a lot of people off, is that it's kind of like making us see that the Jedi are not really as good people like they should be, and I can see that where they're going in with that, and I don't think it's nothing bad at all. I know that there's a lot of things that other people are mad about, and yeah, you're right. There's a few actors that are kind of like a little they're getting into the characters, not like But other than that, I mean, I've enjoyed it. I know that there's a lot of the scrutiny about like, oh, you got witches having babies with other women without a male and all that. But I don't think that. I just think beyond past that this is Star Wars and there's different species and everybody's gonna think wrong. Yeah, at first it bothered me when they called the Force the thread, but then I think about it and I'm like, wait a minute. Not every culture is gonna be in thinking the same way you do of beliefs. So I saw it as like, well, you know what? This is what they believe. They don't believe in calling it the Force. They hear that it's being called the Force, but they see it as the threat. And it's like, okay, cool. Then this is a different species that believes in that. Okay, I get it. Fine, move on. I gotta say that episode was boring. That's one of the boring ones, but um, I'm not gonna. Honestly, PG, I'll probably be like you. If I'm not gonna like it, I won't watch it. And I think that again, this is my opinion, and if people want to hate on it, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I have thick skin. It's not gonna hurt me. But if you're gonna be dissing it and saying that it's crap, and you still continue watching it, why are you gonna watch it if you're just gonna diss it? You might as well. I mean, you
Exactly.
already know. If you already think it's
Exactly.
crap, stop watching.
Exactly. Yes,
I'm watching
exactly.
it. I'm watching it because I'm liking it. Honestly, I'm liking it. I know that people were getting pissed off because of Kiari Mooney coming out and that he looked too young in this, but then again, we don't know his age. We don't know how his species can go from young to old, and that's just little things here and there that I think people are going overboard with. But I mean, again, people are entitled to give their opinion, but there's also people that can give their opinion about liking the show if they don't like it and be like, well, I disagree with you. Like, there's nothing about disagreeing or agreeing in the show. It's just talking about our opinions of who likes it or not and to just accept it. But again, if you don't like it, then stop watching it. I mean, if you think
Exactly.
it's stop watching it. Don't waste your time. I mean,
And hands up if you don't agree with JJ's estimate, and he will be shot tomorrow morning. Just kidding,
I'm
JJ.
all right with that. Look for me if you want. I don't care.
I'm sorry, I couldn't
It's
resist.
okay. I live in Texas. There's been a lot of assassinations here in Texas, so I won't be the first or the last. So it's okay.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Sorry, I
so,
don't mean to say that. That sounds bad. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's
No, it's just an opinion. I mean, again, everybody's entitled to their opinions, but it just seems kind of odd to me that people are just dissing it hardcore, but they still watch it, and I'm like, okay, if you said the first, second ones were not great, and you saw that the third one was bad, do you expect it to be even better in the next episode? To just, you know, nobody has said anything good about this, and it's kind of crappy, and for it to be, I think they said it was the most viewed in Disney Plus or something like that, like the most viewed Star
yeah,
Wars show.
yeah. I think, and yes, I mean, I will say this: if people are watching this and they are dissing it, that's okay. That I don't I agree with you fully with that, but I'm saying that okay, if you want to do that, right? Okay, do it critically, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
don't attack too much, right? Of of how it's portrayed. Maybe I have, but thing is, I'm coming from a storyteller background, right? Or an actor's
Well, I mean,
background.
if you want to attack it. You know, that's okay. If you want to attack it a lot or less, whatever,
But
fine. I mean, it ain't gonna. I'll be honest with you, it ain't gonna stop me from watching. And if people don't want to talk to me ever again because I like a show that is Star Wars, but it's not Star Wars to them, hey, that's fine.
yeah.
Goddamn, they don't pay my goddamn bills. Shit.
That's better put. That's better put. Oh, yeah, I agree with you.
Let me put out there this: if you're watching this on replay, and you heard what I said about if you don't like it, and and you're gonna complain about it, and stop watching. Hey, there's two other shows that I can tell you that are way better than the Star Wars movie or the Star Wars show right now. The House of Dragon just started, and then The
Right.
Boys on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
Season
yes,
4.
boys.
There you go. Watch those instead, and I don't think you'll have a lot of complaints about these. I'm not saying that they're the best, but so far with The Boys, seasons 1, 2, and 3 have been phenomenal, and I think you guys enjoy that. So maybe put a little positivity in it. I mean, again, I like it. We have more Star Wars. We have more lightsabers. I guess because I still see that's me being a kid. And again, people want to come. I disagree with that. Okay, cool. It ain't gonna bother me.
Yeah, I think when I'm just, I don't want to dig myself out of the bloody grave, and I probably am seriously probably.
You're the one that's gonna get shot in the morning, buddy.
I know, but
Just kidding. Just kidding.
probably
I wouldn't want that.
Muskets and
Muskets.
but I'm coming from almost a storytelling sense and acting sense, I mean, that's why I'm not watching it, because I'm hearing all this things about the storyline being the monologues being contradictory to what she's saying in a way. I'm not really looking at the pronouns as much. I'm looking at the acting. I mean, Leslie Hepton's wife should have had the imagination to actually create that character that she's got more. She could have made a backstory, but saw herself in the mirror with all this green makeup on and jello robes, right, and gave her an emotion to who she was, right, and saying, and maybe doing a few exercises in the mirror, saying that, okay, what's my motive to do this, or what's my motive with the lines, right, being said, right? What's the emotion that I want to actually create for the actor who I'm acting with, right?
Master Ventasaurus. That's the
Well,
one you're talking about, right?
no. I'm talking about the lines being said, right, on camera.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's kind of like giving the other actor, uh, uh, some, so he can play off you, right, or play off,
Yeah.
you, right. Giving a soul to the actor, giving a soul to that emotion, right. Not just walking on set, right? Walking on into the camera, saying your lines and walking out without, right, and being cardboard, right? Come onto the set, right, and feel the words that you're saying, even if it's just a really mundane thing you're saying to the other actor. Feel the words that you're saying. Don't just come onto the set, right, and just deliver lines for the sake of delivering lines. See what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I get you now. Yeah, I get you now.
And that's what people are picking up on. Is this supposedly she's acting, but the thing is that she's not acting with feelings or thoughts or that sense, right? I mean, for example, For example, in the same episode, right? You've seen
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Ann, okay, where she holds herself as an actor, right? And then you see this other actress who's not really an actor, but she's just doing and playing someone cardboard, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
the sense of it, right? Uh, it's just like, well, you may want to take what you've got, like you're dressed in makeup, like a reiterate the point, you're dressed in makeup with an alien greenness of you. You've got Jedi robes, right? Okay, right? Act the fucking hell out of it, right? Don't come onto the set and try and act your way out of a paper bag because it doesn't work, right? Sense the emotion, sense what you're saying to the other actor, so you can play off that actor's emotion, right? When you're on right doing that
Mm-hmm.
scene, right, in that sequence, and you'll find that the audience will go, "Holy fuck, that was quite good. That wasn't bad," right? Instead
Yeah.
of having people out there going, "She's fucking shit," right? Right? That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's no subtext in here, JJ, you got to look at the subtext in what you're saying and what the storyline is. That's my pet peeve, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, that's that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm coming from, right? It's so anyway.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I
So,
it's not like I get what your point because I think her character is a little odd. I don't for some reason I don't know. Maybe she's acting that way. It's either two reasons. She's either acting that way because maybe she's not to be trusted as a Jedi. Something clouds her judgment. Or two, in real life, realistically speaking, she's not really playing the role like she should be because all she was thinking about is just, oh, I get to be in a Star Wars movie and be a Jedi,
mm,
a master. Maybe. I don't know. Um, I think what's just keeping my interest is I want to know now that especially we saw Kiari Mundi in the show is what the hell is going on with now Master Soul and all these other Jedi's, and then it was now just Yard and Jackie and Soul. It was a bunch of Jedi's at the last episode that saw this Sith, and we can say he's a goddamn Sith because he's all wearing dark and he has a red lightsaber.
he's in a gimp
If this is
mask, for God's sake. He's in a gimp
God damn,
mask.
that mask was a piece of shit. I could have done a better mask. I'm sorry to say that.
I
You just
know.
put my
Yeah.
goddamn face on it, man. My face looks scarier than that damn thing. Anyways, um, I'm trying to think of what that mask looks like a goddamn bomber from Super Mario, like if it was in human life form.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, not too much negativity on that, but I want to know where
See, there is negativity. See, JJ's got a little bit of negativity in it. It's
a
a mask.
little bit. The mask was a little crappy. I admit that. But I want to know if this is 100 years before Phantom Menace. What did they do, or did they all either we'll find out, but did they all die, or that Green Master Ventura, whatever Ace Ventura, whatever her name is, um, kept it hush hush, or what? To where it's actually being hypocritical from when Yoda and Mace Windu were saying or mentioned, to Qui-Gon during the council that they didn't want him to train Anakin. It's like you talking about this Sith Lord. We haven't seen Sith in over 1,000 years.
Yeah. Mm.
And this is like and Acolyte is actually coming to the end. It's pretty much the end days of the High Republic. Now we're gonna see the next 100 years is where we're gonna start seeing hit the fan, but of course we're not gonna see that because the Acolyte is gonna end. But I'm just like, if you haven't seen Sith in 1,000 years, which Yoda has been living almost close to that, 1,000 years. you know, what's going on with this if it's just 100 years before Phantom Menace? I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know. It's weird.
it's.
And that's
I've
why I
heard about.
say Kiari Mundi was in that council, and he heard that, unless he's acting stupid, like I didn't hear shit, you know, or like, oh no, there is shit. I'm just not gonna say nothing, you know. But
It's,
I'm
it's
too
just
old to remember. One of the
it's just
two.
confusing. It's just confusing, really. To be quite honest with you, it's just confusing. I mean, some are saying that Keone Mundi wasn't born yet to be in for Acolyte. So and then him saying the Sith hasn't been here not existed for a millennia or something like that. That's what his line was,
A
right?
thousand
So
years, over 1,000 years, or something like
over
that.
a
Which,
thousand years, so it's just like, well, how can he be there and then be there at Acolyte when he wasn't born yet? So they're
okay, but
changing.
then again, have we found out how have we found out how old he is? I
No,
don't know
we
that. And if
haven't.
somebody says, "Oh, it says back in Legends continuity that he was, born at this time," that's Legends. This is now Disney. We can't. Everything changes now with this canon stuff.
Well, yes, it has.
Unless
Yeah,
you know.
I don't want to. I don't want to go through it. I don't want to go through it. But Wikipedia has got into the act and changed the Keone Mundi's um, uh, timeline, if you will. So I mean, thing
Well,
is that
even at that, let's say it was still part of Legends. We don't know how old he is really.
no,
I mean, one of the things that I like is that he had hair in the back of his head, that big ass cone head of his, and he had a brown, smaller cut goatee compared to when he was in Phantom Menace and episode 1, 2, and 3. He had no hair in the back, and he was already gray. So that's showing that he was a lot older than what he was. So I can see that, depending on the years. I mean, what happens if let's say if Kiari can live 300 years old? Maybe he's 100 now, and then he's 200 later. I mean, who knows?
it's heavily debatable, isn't it? Really, it's confusing to me even. Right, so it's, get your Kiari Mundi action figures here today. It'll be popular
I mean,
now.
look,
If it was.
I can say if people want to be upset if you see Mister hand me my motherfucking lightsaber. I could understand if he came out an acolyte.
Yeah.
You know, take a seat, young Skywalker. I could see if Mace Windu was there. I then start like, hey, this don't look right. Then I can understand that, because to me, Mace Windu was more like a human than an alien. So, I could see the reason why people can say like, this. I mean, because if I were to see Mace Windu, then I'd be like, yeah, that's just not right. But I don't mind Kiari Mundi because we don't know. He's an alien species. We don't know how long he lives or how old he is or anything like that. And I think it's all right to just have that. I mean, we should be seeing Yoda soon. I mean, if we don't see no damn Yoda, I'm gonna be pissed because he is a part of the High Republic. Uh-oh, he froze.
God. Whoops.
Yeah, you froze, buddy.
My No, yeah, my internet's having connection fits now. It's back up. Usually, sometimes it does that. The little icon on my thing goes down because it
PJ, don't make excuses. You didn't like what I said, so you pretended that something happened and froze. Okay, I get it. I get it.
exactly
Don't worry.
exactly. We'll take that excuse, shall we?
See, even
Uh,
Rolando's like, well, where's Yoda? I mean, I want to see freaking Yoda. I want to see him actually. Maybe after this wannabe human Yoda maybe dies, then Yoda's gonna be the one that's appointed as the master of, like, because it seems like she's the big head honcho, not like Yoda was in the prequels. So maybe he's gonna come out in the end taking over her spot, and it's like, well, what happened here? It's like, oh, nothing. Okay, I don't know.
Very good.
Right
Yeah,
now, all I gotta say is I'm enjoying it. That's all.
She could get killed. All right. So, anyway, let's veer off. Acolyte, we could be here all night discussing it, and right.
Well, we don't have to. Well, not really, because I already said, I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. I'm not gonna say a lot of negativity about it. You already heard one negativity, and it's that goddamn helmet of that Sith. Fucking looks like a damn bomb. Human bomb.
So you were gonna talk about something, JJ, a topic.
No, it was about that topic.
Oh, it was about that. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but we got it done.
Let's move it on from Acolyte, and yes, there's a major discussion. We could go all flipping night and into the wee small hours of tomorrow, but I'm not here with that. Whether you hate it or not, or like it or not, it's up to you. Really, we've all got our own opinions. I will say this: I haven't watched it because I don't really. I've heard it say it's not a good story, and there's just holes in it that I can't. And I get cringeworthy when I'm watching an actress or an actor try and act out way of a paper bag. But that's my opinion. Anyway, moving right along, and it's let's hang on, let's go back to this. I in that small ad last week, was it week? I don't know, last few days ago. 25 to 50 minutes. Let's on our movie of choice, really. So let's get into it. Really, horrible, absolutely horrible introduction to this, but to what I'm saying. So let's get about this. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, High Road to China. And this was, I reviewed this on P.G.M show ages ago now, probably, but it's a good film. It's my go-to film. Tom Selleck's first film, in a way, because he was at Magnum PI. So they said in the small little Wikipedia bio that this was a consolation prize almost for Tom Selleck, because he for Indiana Jones, he didn't get the part, so they, this role went to him. It went through hands as such as to being famous actors. I think Raquel Welch was meant to be in this as well, or was it something like that?
Oh, really? Wow.
If I can remember rightly, and I think that I have to correct myself next time I come on. I think John Huston was meant to direct. I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably way off on that. Sorry. But so he took the role. Also starring in this was Brian Blessed, Bess Armstrong, and Wilfred Brimley. It was I actually reviewed this, and I said this was a romp in the air, which is it was a road trip in the air, right? It was set in the settings were in 1920s to 1930s, as to the era of rich brats. They called them flatters, by the way. Rich. She is a rich. A rich girl, but she wants to find her father. G'day, Sleeping Collectibles.
Hey, Sleeping, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see.
Yeah. But yeah. So so I did some little bit of research on this. As the World War I planes were they were not real World One planes. There were replicas of a different model in this film, but still, it made it to be. It didn't really matter. Let's say that. It's funny. It's funny. It's got good comedy. It's got good drama. It's just a out and out kind of a road trip in the air, and I enjoyed it. It's great. It falls on the part of what in that time that Afghanistan was having wars with the British almost in that era, and also with China, because they do go to China, and she tracks down her father, right? Cutting a story short. If you haven't seen it, sorry. So, tracks down her father, and the Chinese warlord is in battle with the landowners kind of thing, and so they war amongst themselves, and that was actually happening in that time frame. So in that kind of era, and they just built this movie kind of around it. So yeah, so if you want to, it's a horrible review, but anyway, JJ, he knows about this film, but he hasn't seen it, and that's okay. It's I think my recommendation, if you do want the first outing of Tom Selleck's movie career, you can't go wrong by watching this movie, High Road to China. Bess Armstrong, I think, if you don't know her, she's been in a Jaws film. She's been with Dennis Quaid. She's, I think she was in a cameoed in one of the TV series. I think it was maybe Big Bang Theory or something like that. Anyway, not important.
I think so.
So, but yeah, that's my review. Check my review on P.G.M show if you want a little bit more detail on that. That's gonna be it for me. My little rant on this. Sorry, I couldn't be a little bit more involved in that, but that's what we'll be doing every fortnight. I get my pick. And then JJ gets his pick.
Alternate.
So
alternate, yeah.
Alternate. And so whether he hasn't seen it or whether I haven't seen it, he gets his 15 to 20 minutes long spiel on it. And if we've both seen it, we review it. We will review it. So that's my introduction and my outroduction. Doesn't make any to that. Thank you for that. As I will outro it out. And now it's back to us again and to our regular programming. JJ, awesome. What else is on that you have seen and I have seen?
Well, what I want to stick to when sticking to movies, I just want to say condolences to the family of the Sutherlands.
Yes.
Donald Sutherland had just recently passed a day or two ago, and it's crazy how life goes by so fast. We used to see these people young. He was one of the ones that I saw him grow old, and now he's gone from this world. There's others like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone that are up there. We see Brad Pitt getting up there, and it's just sometimes we should just look back and enjoy life at where we're at, because life's short, and it doesn't matter you're famous or not. Death will always win. And so in that, I don't have a beer or anything, but cheers to you, Mr. Sutherland. I think he was a very good actor, young and at his later days. I did like him as President Snow in Hunger Games. He seemed very evil, egotistic. My favorite part of him in a movie was actually in which I guess I'll give a little spoiler. Underrated movie, really funny. It's a comedy. It's Beer Fest. He comes out in Beer Fest, and uh, if you don't remember, he was the grandpa to the two guys that owned a German restaurant, and he was in his deathbed doing the video, and he'd be drinking the beers, and he had his little guy, and he's like, "Say good night, Popo. Good night." And then he pulls the life support off, and then he dies. And I just thought that was so funny because that's not how the life support really works. I mean, when you're on life support, you really don't talk or anything, but it's just he's just drinking his beers in front of everybody before he's dying, and saying good night, and whoop, he dies. But that was one of my favorite parts of Donald Sutherland, and his son is, turned out to be a very, very good actor as well. So, condolences, and he will be missed.
Donald Sutherland has been in so many good movies, from MASH. He was in MASH, the movie MASH, as I think he was. I think he was Hawkeye. It could have been Hawkeye. Could have been. I think so. Him seeing that, see it. It's a good movie as well. He's been in so many movies that I've been watching till this day. I mean, he's been in action films with Jason Statham. He's been in thrillers, and he's been in true stories with JFK with Kevin Costner. And he's even mentioned New Zealand, because the scene that he was in with JFK, he said he wasn't in the States, he was in New Zealand, and it was quite cool. Thanks, Donald Sutherland, for that. Big ups. But also, he was in one of my favorite scenes, which is on, if you follow Robert De Niro on his Instagram page, it's got it there. He was in Backdraft, and he was playing the guy in Backdraft, and it was a brilliant scene. It's a courtroom scene where they were going to actually give Donald Sutherland's character you're out kind of thing. You're out in the public art. You're out. It's kind of hard. He was on parole, kind of like on parole kind of thing, right? So, parole hearing, and here's Robert De Niro's character coming up and saying that, and saying all these things that he done or he will do if he gets out again, right? Because he's playing this nutcase. So, and he says, well, he liked to actually set people on fire, right? And he's kind of that kind of like that kind of evil kind of narcissist kind of guy. So, and the scene ends with Robert De Niro saying that, thank you very much. You won't be out in the public anymore. You'll be back in prison, kind of thing. So anyway, that's just to paraphrase that thing. But he's been in so many movies. You can't count on your fingers and toes, really.
Well, I mean, you got another one that was really good for its time was Dirty Dozen.
Yes, Dirty Dozen.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers was another one I remember. Yes. The older version, because I know or the somewhat of a remake. I know there was an Invasion of the Body Snatchers back in the 40s, 50s, but the one in the 70s he came out in. And then, like you said, he was in MASH, and I mean, you name it. The guy knew how to play, a good role, a protagonist role, an antagonist role. He was also funny at times. I mean, the guy had it all, and he had that charisma to be a very good actor. And he's, one of the originals that's, pretty much going. And you don't have a lot of those anymore that are, that have that art. I'm not trying to diss anybody in the role of acting, but from the original, where acting met something, I guess you can say, he was almost one of the almost last of the ones that we have. There's still a few more out there, but it's just crazy that we're seeing time fly so fast that
Yeah,
things
and
like this happen. So
I think his filmography will stand the test of time, like most actors, like who've grown up as an actor, like James Garner, and the still living Clint Eastwood, right, will stand up to the test of time, right? So or Tommy Lee Jones to actually put into that kind of um, actors who are 75 and 80s and onwards, right? So
mm-hmm.
um, their filmographies, from comedy to drama to horror to you know Donald Sutherland did, yes, he did it all. He was so diverse, right? And chose his projects to suit his palate, let's say. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to I mean, I think, to be quite honest with you, I think Kiefer Sutherland has done the same, really, in
He
his
has.
filmography, right, or TVography, because he's been in TV as well. So, I think, uh, I think Donald Sutherland, you know, is an icon and of movie history, right? So yes, I agree with you. Yes, we should actually raise a glass, and we have done it already. And I think we keep on doing it. Really, to his career. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know you probably don't know much about sports and stuff too, but this week has been the holy 3 week where like there's a um the there's a thing that we have at my job, which I work at a nursing home, where when someone passes, we say they go in three.
yeah,
They go in
yeah,
three. So
yeah.
you
We have that.
know, with Donald Sutherland passing, we also had lost Jerry West, who was a legend for NBA, and then Willie Mays for baseball. So I was like, man, we just lost some OG people in sports, and now Donald Sutherland. I'm like, what in the world? But of course, they were up there, and what's next? Who's next? That it seems like all these older actors and liked actors are passing on, and after that, either they retire or they pass on, and it's like, ooh, So
Well, Donald Sutherland was actually still working too. He's a working actor,
yeah,
so he
yeah,
retired. So,
he never retired. But like I said, some retire and some just pass on. That's why I
but
said not that they retire and then they pass away, but
yeah,
either or.
yeah, yeah.
Like Daniel Day Lewis is one that retired all of a sudden after I think what Lincoln or something like that, and
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and it's like what?
yeah. And Eva Jan Lilly, the actress who was Wasp, is retired. And she's only young, so but saying I don't think she's retired. I think she probably wants to take a break for her family. So they just say they're retiring. So
Semi-retired.
Semi-retired. That's right. I mean, a lot of actors take very long hiatus from acting so they can rejuvenate. So and they you sometimes take years to even come back. So
Oh, yeah.
um, it's like a big holiday for them. If they've acted in so many movies or TV, right? It's just like, well, got to take a break for their family, right? So which is understandable, right? So and they take a
Yeah.
big break. So yeah. So anyway, cheers, Donald Sutherland. You've given us so many
Cheers.
great movies and projects over the years and decades. You will be sorely missed. Okay, yeah, Mister's okay. I don't know what that means anyway. Um, it's it's time for this. If you want a good time, then join me, JJ and P.G.M. on the Nerd Talk from the other side of the world. TV movies. I don't sound like that. You want a great conversation? Join JJ and myself, P.G.M. on the Nerd Talk from the other side of the world every fortnight. JJ, I'm gonna say, mate, on the live stream, I have missed this show.
Yeah.
Don't have your internet woes back up and running. So
Yeah. Crazy weather.
crazy time, and it's if you want to tune into us live or replay, you wholeheartedly can. We're all welcome here onto the show, chats, whatever. And yeah, I have. You can see in my voice, JJ. I haven't done this for quite some time, so
Okay.
okay. It's getting back
Nothing
into
wrong with that. We just get back into the rhythm. We lost the rhythm, but we'll get it back. I mean, hey, it happens. I mean, we do this for fun. It's enjoyable.
It is. It's fun because we do laugh and we do disagree, especially on Nicolite. But it's fun. It's
okay. I'm not the one that's gonna get shot for that, but okay.
Muskets in the morning. There we go.
Muskets might not be cannons in the morning.
So, we love bringing this to you. Yeah, it's fortnightly. Well, I love bringing it to you. I can't speak for JJ, but I love.
I do.
So this is our show. Like I said in my little promo, 6-minute promo last week. This is our show. Yes, we do love talking about movies and TV because there's so many options out there to talk about.
Yeah, especially right now. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait that we talk about House of Dragon season 2 and The Boys season 4. I mean, that's going to be awesome. And
thank you for bringing that up because I think we should do that episode by episode this season.
Which one?
The Boys. As well.
Okay. I was just wondering which one you're saying because I was saying 2.
No, I haven't seen House of Dragons yet. So,
you haven't even seen season 1, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't got round to doing that because I'm trying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not gonna say any spoilers or anything. If you're expecting it to be adventurous like how Game of Thrones was, don't. You just got to see it differently and just enjoy what they're trying to do with this season. I can admit the way it ended was really, really good to where I haven't seen the first episode yet of House of Dragon, but I mean, you want to talk about some acting? Matt Smith does pretty good as a Targaryen. Let me tell you that. He does really well as a Targaryen.
This is good. He's good actor.
I mean, if the guy could be a Time Lord, he could be a Targaryen. If he could be a Targaryen, you better put him in a goddamn Star Wars movie because I think he could be a very good, Jedi or Sith, whatever you want him to be. Just don't make him a Skynet anymore. Let's get away from Terminator. I just think that was a little downfall for him, but he's proved himself to be Daemon Targaryen, which is really good. So.
But I would love to talk with you, JJ, on the show The Boys because I watched the first episode of season 3. I thought that was so good.
Season 4, you mean?
Good start.
Season 4.
4, sorry, season 4. So, and I was actually thinking of actually talking about the Mirror Kingston because that's the new season coming out. So,
when is that one coming out?
That's on now. It's 4 episodes in, I think, on Prime Video, like The Boys. So it's on now. So,
that one was on Paramount at one time, right?
Yeah, it was. It dropped on Paramount first, and then it dropped on Prime.
Well, because I mean, it's gonna drop on Prime because I think they said that Paramount has already decided to discontinue Paramount Plus.
All right. All right.
I think they're
There we
ending
go.
it.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So, too many streaming services, for God's sake, please. Money.
Which, if that's the case, I hope that Amazon Prime picks up Tulsa King because that one was a really good show.
Yeah,
Really
I watched
good.
Tulsa. I think it was,
With
yeah,
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah,
yeah,
that I like that show. That was a really good show.
yeah. We got Tulsa King on our TVNZ on demand here, so we got it on our local TV. So it's pretty
On
good.
In Demand.
Yeah, it's just our local TV stations. We got it here. We got.
I'll tell you what's not in demand over there.
Huh?
I'll tell you what's not in demand over there.
What's that? All right.
Right. The Acolyte.
Oh yes, yes. That shouldn't be in demand at all. I'm sorry. Um,
I'm still gonna buy the damn what is the physical media for that one? I don't care what anybody
oh,
says.
I know you will. I know you will. So, but I know, JJ, you like it. I mean, I'm not dissing you for it. I mean, I do have my problems with it.
No,
I
and that's okay.
so
It's okay for you to have it. You know, that's not a. It's but see, there's a difference between you and others. You've been hearing things that you don't like, and you're deciding not to watch it. You're like, the heck with this show? It's gonna annoy you. I can just see you watching, and you're gonna be like, oh, you bloody idiot, you fool, or whatever. While others,
yeah,
watch it and they're still watching it even though they're hating it, and it's like,
yeah,
and it's okay, I guess, because I can see why they're still watching it because they're saying, I love Star Wars and it's Star Wars.
yes,
But I mean,
that's a good reason. Yeah, that is a good reason.
But I mean, I see it as, okay, if you love Star Wars, then this is Star Wars, then stop dissing it and try to enjoy it. I know nothing's gonna be perfect anymore when it comes to Star Wars. Nothing's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite. There is another reason to this, JJ and everybody else we're watching this live or in the replay, that I kind of was. I know it sounds really harsh, but I'm more disinterested with the Star Wars properties now than I have always have been. Right, so that's my one reason for not watching a Star Wars project. I'm just not enthused with it too much anymore, and that's my feelings. That's my feelings on it. It's my thoughts on it. So no one else's but me. So I mean, I would rather watch The Boys or Mirror of Kingston, and I've watched a great thing on Apple TV, The Hunt by James, a story about James Wilkes Booth, the hunting down of James Wilkes. James, is it Wilkes Booth?
Are you talking about the one that assassinated Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, that's the one.
John Wilkes Booth.
The Manhunt is called. So I mean, I was interested in watching a great one on Apple TV with Colin Farrell with Sugar. Brilliant, really a good twist to that as well. I thought it was just brilliant. So I'm in this stage where I like Star Wars, yes, but no, but I would rather watch a TV series like Sugar or The Boys, right? So that's where I am at the moment. That's okay if you're, that's me, JJ.
Oh, and that's fine. Hey, it's all right. I mean,
But
I
JJ,
can understand that some people are getting burned out with Star Wars, especially the way it's going. Honestly, I think a lot of people have gotten a little burned out with Marvel MCU
yeah, of course,
because of the way it's going, and it's like it's not going anywhere. I mean, honestly, I still felt like Endgame was the end of the MCU, that it's done. But of course, it's money making now. I just see it as they're doing it for money making. They're money makers, but not because it had a reason. The Infinity Saga had a reason, and it was Thanos who wanted to snap and take half of the universe, even though it didn't go that way in the comics, but still, it had a purpose. Now it's like, what purpose do they have? I don't see no purpose. I mean, the only one I gotta admit, I guess I can say the few good ones in this new saga has been No Way Home, Shang-Chi. I gotta admit, I've watched the Eternals again, and I'm enjoying that more. It's its own story. It actually has a great story. It's just, I think a lot of people are like that they're almost like godlike, and why didn't they do anything? But it tells you in the movie why they couldn't do the whole Thanos, like interfere with Thanos and all that. And honestly, I think the last thing that was best in MCU was Loki season 2. That's it. Those are
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I did like Love and Thunder. I did like. I really liked. I enjoyed Quantumania. I didn't care for Black Wakanda Forever, but it was still all right. Multiverse of Madness was enjoyable to watch, but they're just not going anywhere like how the Infinity Saga was. It's just there's different things going on that it's like, okay, what's this? What's that? And then with Jonathan Majors now gone and they're putting somebody else to take over his spot, it's kind of like, now I really don't want to watch anymore because I did like Jonathan Majors as Kang. And if you're going to make Kang the baddie, you got to keep that dude. I don't see anybody else who could be like a baddie like Jonathan Majors, But
Yeah,
we'll see.
it's the yeah. Because they're looking at the outside life of things that go on with different actors. That's probably why Jonathan Majors got caught up in what he got caught up in. I mean, that's what they tend. That's what
But
they
anyway,
to actually. What I'm trying to say is that I think, from my opinion, JJ, that yes, the the saga, the first saga, right, the Thanos saga, or whatever you want to say, right? Okay, that was great, right? But it
mhm.
was like Kevin Feige, right? Delved into delved into another comic book series and so we can actually bring this to life. So they actually went, okay, let's go to the multiverse, right? Comic book series and see what see what we can pull out of this to actually make uh, into MCU kind of storyline, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and then it's just some cases it worked, in some cases it didn't. In some cases, the movies didn't even actually hit the mark for saying that. Well, where's the multiverse tag in that? There isn't one, so that didn't work, and that did. So I think sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they're actually grasping. So we've got to put a tag in that movie because that doesn't make sense. And we're going to put a tag in that kind of series because that won't make sense. All right. So
Yeah, it's just back and forth. It's like its own multiverse mess up, and
yeah, exactly. And
but
sometimes, and when this multiverse saga, right,
uh-huh.
finishes, James, Kevin Feige, Kevin Feige will say, let's look at a different comic book series that we can put up on screen. And they'll continue that, right? So he's doing that now with the X-Men, right, comic books, right?
Yeah.
He's going away from the multiverse, right, and bringing the X-Men into the multiverse. So you'll see X-Men movies now, right, and you'll see the comic book MCU come out, right, and that will be the
Yeah.
different saga, right? So he's doing those kind of sagas, right? But the thing is, they don't necessarily all work at the same time, movies or TV. So
Well, yeah, that and you gotta admit, it's also we all knew that in the Infinity Saga when the characters were not when when the single characters became the Avengers, they all fought a baddie. They fought a baddie in their own movies solo, or they fought a baddie that was, as a team like Ultron. But never did you see, like, how do I explain? Like, we all knew Thanos was the that's the son of a bitch. That's the final boss. Like, no, we don't want him to come around. Yeah, I think Ultron could have been powerful like Thanos, and that's why they did the what if cartoons and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you always had enemies that were okay. They're not gonna top Thanos, right? We all know that Thanos is, you don't want to mess with him. You know, we all know he's gonna come around and he's gonna wreck havoc. And in the multiverse saga, we saw Kang, but they didn't treat him like he was the baddie. They brought him in, and then boom, he got defeated, and now he's stuck in the core, which I still don't think he's dead. But it's like they haven't found a character that can be that Thanos type character for the multiverse saga. They just haven't. And I'm glad that they're bringing the Fantastic Four in. I'm glad they're bringing in the X-Men. I'm hoping that maybe Doctor Doom is the baddie, or at least Galactus, one of the two. I mean, we have seen not even the Eternals, the beings, the cosmic gods were scary to be like, oh, we don't want to mess with them. It seemed like, or whatever they're called, Titans. They don't seem, like, oh, we should worry about these guys. They made them into like lame, crappy enemies to where there is really nobody that they're bringing out to say this is the guy that's going to come out at the end and try to destroy almost the whole world again, but our heroes are going to come and save.
Yeah.
I don't see that in this series, and it's kind of like, it's sad. Even though I'm watching every MCU and I still enjoy it, even the Marvels I enjoyed, but it just didn't go anywhere. It didn't, and it's kind of like, oh, this just what's going on here. But we'll see what comes up with Deadpool and Wolverine. That seems like it's gonna reawaken everything, and hopefully it
Oh,
does.
I'm looking forward to that. To be quite honest with you, I'm looking forward to that.
I
So
am too. I am too, but I just hope that it's not a dud. Like, they're making it seem like it's a. I mean, for being a Deadpool movie, I think it's gonna be enjoyable. I really do. But is it gonna be better than just enjoyable? Is it gonna be like, oh man, this is one of the best ones that, it's telling us where the MCU is going. It's telling us who's the baddie, because it hasn't. It
no, I
hasn't
mean,
at all.
I think they've left it out, and probably on purpose, really, to be quite honest with you. So, and I think that's a skill that I think Ryan Reynolds and the team of the fixing the trailer. So it's just like, who's going to be the big baddie. So they're kind of hiding that, which is really good. It's a good marketing tool. So it keeps us guessing in a kind of
Well,
way.
I could see the, like,
Oh,
a
hang
big.
on.
I
We
could
do
see a
have a.
baddie for Deadpool. It's
Oh,
actually Charles Xavier's sister.
yes, that's the one. Sorry, yes, I'll retract what I just said now. Thanks, thanks.
Yeah, but again, she's not the baddie for the or for the multiverse saga. She's just for that movie,
Yeah,
and
that
we need
show.
to
Yeah, I
see.
mean,
Yeah, and I
um,
want to see.
yeah,
I want to see another Thanos. Like,
yeah.
now they're saying that they're gonna bring Thanos back again as King Thanos, and it's like, what? Like, no, like, make something new. Like,
Bring
there's,
in
I don't know.
bring in Doctor
Huh?
Doom if they're doing a multiverse. Bring in Doctor Doom. So fantastic for
Again, Doctor Doom or Galactus, and do
Galactus,
Galactus right
yes,
this time.
Galactus. Yep,
You know,
Galactus.
or
Um,
you know, I just had him in the top of my head. Shoot. Darn it. Apocalypse. There we go. I
Apocalypse.
mean,
Yeah.
Apocalypse from X-Men. You know, he's been one of those that can cross the timelines. You know, and has lived for more than so much years. Bring him into the picture as a baddie. You know, like, oh, this guy is the one that we got to worry about. You know, I don't know what other ones that you can bring in. I mean, like I said, you got your Galactus, you got your, I mean, your Doctor Doom. You know, I mean, things like that. But like, put it to where we know that's somebody we have to fear, not just because, oh,
Yeah.
we know that character already.
Yeah. I think there's got to be. I think there's got to be a shore up or a knitting together for the big kind of reveal. Who's behind everything? You know. So you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, this is the movie. Well, I hope it's this. This is the movie, the last movie in the multiverse saga. So we can actually get a net up and say, look, where is this going?
Well,
Because it's
it
just
doesn't have to be the last movie to end the multiverse saga, but you know, stop doing like you said that they're going here, there, and we don't know where it's going. Just stick to what you're doing. Show us somebody who's gonna be the baddie of that saga that you can make it believable and be like, oh crap, like okay, we don't want to get there yet. And just give us stories instead of just going, oh, all female leads, all this, all that. We don't need that. Just stick to how you did with the first saga. You know? I mean, again, you know, honestly, if you want to bring somebody back to be a baddie and to be the one that is screwing up the whole, you know, cr- crap. Hey, Gilster. No, 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 not Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse again. I mean, maybe his voice, but remember, he's already Moon Knight in the MCU now, Gilly.
yeah,
But you can use his voice as long as you make Apocalypse look like Thanos in a way, like that it was all CGI. You know, I think that's the way to go. But honestly, oh well, thank you, Gilly. We appreciate that you're listening to us. But honestly, the one that I could say you can bring a baddie back, it's because now he has a lot more knowledge than what he ever did, is Red Skull.
yeah, yeah. You can. Yeah. I don't think Hugo Weaving was going to come back because I don't think he
No,
wanted to.
I actually rather have was it Ross Marquand as nothing against Hugo Weaving. I think he did phenomenal in the first Avenger, but I think Ross Marquand in Infinity War and in Endgame did a very
Yeah,
phenomenal
yeah,
Red Skull.
yeah. I mean,
Shoot, I didn't even know it was him until I saw his name, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's Ross Marquand from Walking Dead doing that. I mean, Red Skull. Like, wow. You know.
yeah. I mean, I'll still again reiterate my point. I think I'm going to JJ.
Go
I
ahead,
think
man.
this. I think this movie Deadpool and Wolverine has got to knit it up for the uh, for the multiverse saga. It's got to be finished. It's got to be hell. Do the infinite DC Infinite Crisis on Earth kind of thing, and make it just one Earth for God's sake, because it's just too many storylines getting
Well,
so baffled up. It's just like
I don't mind that at all. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna get off the multiverse series, then okay. I hope they can do what they're doing. Um, now that Gilly's bringing up Fantastic Four, it's actually gonna be in the '60s.
yeah,
Really hope they do what I don't remember what it was called, but they were doing a past, present, future series, and one of them was the Fantastic Four that was in the past, and then Old Man Logan was in the present, and then it was like the Future Foundation in the future, where in the comics, which I think that's the best way to go now that you have Hugh Jackman, who's actually an older Wolverine, make him into Old Man Logan, and then you could lead it on to the future with the Fantastic Four coming along later on. Because in Old Man Logan, he's in a rundown United States with Red Skull being the president of the United States. All the superheroes have been killed except for a few that are in hiding. And, you know, it was a great storyline to where go something like that. Bring something like that back. I mean, Logan was really, really good, and it was almost like Old Man Logan, but it's not quite Old Man Logan, you know. And I don't know. I just think that if you were to do something like that, where you know, Fantastic Four are very smart to where they're like, okay, something is gonna happen in the future, and then we see Deadpool, Wolverine, and then they bring Old Man Logan into the picture, and then we go into the further timeline where it's the same Earth, but it's the timeline is showing a shift where there's a main enemy in the far, far future that the Fantastic Four knew in the past, and that we're seeing an upcoming apocalypse in the present to where it's going to lead to that enemy. You know, I think that'd be a great way. I mean, it's not a multiverse, but it is a timeline deal. You can say that it's still a continuation of what Tony Stark did, because they found out that there's time, you can go through time and then you can continue with that. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
there's a lot of things they can do, but we'll see what they do. I mean, now that Bob Iger's back, he's telling them that he wants to change things around again to make it more of quality instead of quantity.
Let's hope he hasn't changed his mind, because I haven't heard anything on that since that he said that. But anyway, let's watch this space.
Well, I think he would have already said something by now, but you know, luckily he hasn't.
All right. Okay. MCU. Yes. Good topic to actually end on. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes. That is.
July 26th.
So
next month. Next month.
So I am going to do the thing, and I'm going to say, I think we should call it here tonight.
Yeah, we went a little over the hour, so yeah, that'll be good.
I think it's a great discussion topic for us to talk about further on is the MCU next fortnight as well. So on this fantastic, glorious show. No talk from the other side of the world. Anyway, that's been JJ. I've been PGM, and I'm going to annoy you and put this out again for a good time. And join me, JJ and PGM, on the Nerd Talk from the other side of the world. TV movies. I don't sound like that. You want a great conversation? Join JJ and myself, P.G.M, on the Nerd Talk from the other side of the world every fortnight. Yes. Great to see you, JJ, as always. I do love you,
brother.
Great
to see you too, brother.
Last week. So
thank you for understanding. It sucked. I was waiting, and then boom, the power went. Well, not the power, but the internet went down. We had some strong winds over here, and you know, it was just crap that it happened.
Yeah, we'll leave that till next time. I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week, Gilly. So join us on that. That'll be cool to talk. Actually, I'm surprised that's happening, but I think it's a good discussion.
So a lot of people, JJ. I was talking to Shabby about that, and Shabby, and we're both surprised that's going to happen. Anyway, good talk.
There's still a few of them. There's still a few of them alive. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. But we're going to call it a night for the Nerd Talk from the other side of the world. Again, JJ, always a pleasure. And love you, bro. Missed you. We haven't done this for quite some time. So it's thank you for putting up with the review. I did my best this time. We'll We'll do that. We'll be doing that all the time on our show, just for a little bit of variety, to spice up things as usual. Anything you want to say? Go on at all. Where can we see you next? Either on Rebels or either on anything else coming up, JJ?
Wherever you see me, you see me. I mean, I'll jump into some other chats or whatever. Like I'll get on Cat Vader's Girls. I get, of course, this is our show, Rebels. Pretty much that's it. I really don't get on as much as anymore as I used to. Of course, if anybody's the YouTube creator, it's you. I'm just how do I put it? I am the old wrestler that comes out in WrestleMania once in a while to, take somebody out and then just disappear again. That's what I am. So, yeah.
Yes, he's the old wrestler who gets wheeled out and whenever they need him. But I must say that I've been working. I think I've sent you something that I am now gone public with my Patreon. Well, I hope I've gone public with my Patreon.
I didn't even know about that, but that's cool.
The P.G.M show. Hopefully, you can find it. I have difficulty finding my own bloody page on Patreon. So it's gone public. There is a show coming up on Patreon only, and then I will be putting it on YouTube, and that will be called the P.G.M Nature Show. So yeah. So $2 a month. You can view me on that. There'll be other there'll be other things as well, of course, when I get going. But hopefully you can find it. Hopefully I can find it. I know it's gone public. I know it's gone public. JJ, if you can't find it, just shout out the window at me and say I can't find it.
I sure will. I mean, I will look for it sometime and see where it's at.
But anyway, guys in the chat, thank you very much. I do appreciate you taking the time to actually listen. If you're listening, doing other things, or you're in the chat, thank you very much, Rolando Gilster and Dub, and who else was there? Anyone else? Sleeping. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today, tonight. Wherever you are in the world, I will say this: if you can't make someone laugh or smile, I can't help you with that. Now, can I? Really got to figure out what a good phrase is for that. Anyway,
well, you know what? Like I told PG back in the green room, everybody, when your chips are down in life, just pick them back up and just go to another poker table. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Y'all guys have a good night.
Yeah. All right. Good night. Take care. And we'll both see you.